Mark, thanks for joining us on Gridiron TV this evening. Just wanted to obviously just rack your brain, Mark, about obviously your success that you're having with the London Blitz at the moment. I mean, you won again last year. You also won the FAF first British team since '99. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's something that we dreamed of doing, is playing in Europe, and obviously succeeding. And last year, in our second year of European competition, we went all the way and won the big one. So yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable.
It's brilliant. I mean, that's 2 years undefeated domestically, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 3 years undefeated domestically, which is quite amazing, really. You don't sort of think about it until you mention it there, and then it's like, wow, has it really been that long?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big achievement. I mean, it doesn't matter, I suppose, what kind of league or level you play in. I mean, to go unbeaten. I mean, what is the secret to Blitz success? I mean, what do you guys think you maybe do differently?
I don't know. That's a tough one. Just a lot of hard work, a lot of preparation. I mean, for me now, and for everybody else, really, it's a 12-month season, to be honest with you. This year, season finishes at Brit Bowl, end of September. We have to go to France for Euro Bowl meeting. And then we do that, and then from that point, once we know, then we start the process of getting everything together, looking for and preparing for the Euro Bowl games, and then on top of that, obviously, we're then putting in place stuff for next year for Europe and domestically.
I mean, you talk about, obviously, you're going to France, you're playing in the Euro Bowl. I mean, that's also in the back of the success of you winning the FAF Cup, which is, congratulations, by the way. I mean, that's a fantastic achievement. I mean, going into the Euro Bowl, you're up against, I think you spoke to me earlier last week and you said this is like the Champions League. How do you think you guys are going to sort of move up to that level? Do you think it's going to be more difficult? What have you done prep-wise to ensure that you try and match those teams?
With the EFAF Cup win last season, it's, a lot of people sort of, where do we go from here, four domestic titles in 6 years, an EFAF Cup title now, and then the logical step, we sit down and talk about the logical step for us is obviously to compete at as highest level as we can, and playing in Euro Bowl against Europe's elite, outside of America, Japan, Mexico, Canada, it doesn't get any higher than this.
Yeah.
So, that's the next level of ambition, and the next level for us to compete at. And I think that players themselves will know that they have to step up another level. They have to work harder than they've ever done before off the field. They have to go away, and really be conditioned for this. And we're gonna, we're looking at more practice sessions this year than we've ever done before, because we know we're going to have to be at our very best when you're competing against teams that have budgets, that have, as the Flash have, they have guys that run their team that are employed by the government, by the towns to run their teams. That's what we're up against. So we really have to raise our game.
Looking at obviously the sponsorship, talking about that level, what you talked about, looking over. How do you guys then fund yourselves to get to this level? Because I've no doubt you have to pay a bounty to ensure that you fulfil your fixtures.
Yeah. We EFAF Cup, the bond, you have to pay a bond when you go into Europe, which basically it's a deposit. You pay a bond deposit. You pay in EFAF, it was €2,500, and then once you've completed your fixtures, and there's no failures, win, lose or draw, then at the end of the campaign, the deposit is returned. In the Euro Bowl, it's like €7,000. Because we have a large membership, basically, we look at ways of raising the money ourselves. In the current economic climate in this country, I mean, as you well know, it's tough enough getting funding for football. if things are good. At the minute, it's even harder. So we've looked at ways of generating and fundraising within the club ourselves, and fiddled things about within the club to make sure that we have the money. So we've managed, because obviously we get money back from last year from the EFF Cup, that bond, add that to us.
I mean, do the players have to pay for their own flights and accommodation?
Yeah, they do.
That just goes to show the commitment of the players then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge commitment for them.
Yeah, I mean, but to be honest with you, flights is not something we've done that once in the last 2 years when we went to Sweden, and that was, you also get, if you're playing away in Europe, regardless of competition, whether it be EFF Cup or Euro Bowl, when you get to the latter stages of the EFF Cup, but from the start in Euro Bowl, when you play away, there is a certain amount of funding that you get from the opposite team. So when we go to the Flash, there's a minimum, and to be honest with you, I can't remember off the top of my head how much you have to pay. You have to pay like 2,400 euros to the opposition team, or you have to pay for 27 double rooms and 3 singles, and
right. So you get contributions somewhere along the line then.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
you have to get to that stage first to be able to get there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you're defending champions again this year, and looking at the format of the league being split into 2, South and North. You know, how do you think that's going to work? Are you confident again this year?
You always believe, right, that you're going to win. If you didn't, then there'd be something. You've got no business entering in the competition.
Well, let's be honest. The amount of times you've won it now in the last 6 years, was that 4 times?
Yeah.
You're favourites.
Yeah, I mean, probably are favourites. But the thing with it is, I think that football is increasing in terms of talent, and I don't think there's any easy games within the domestic game.
No, I agree.
You could look at it and you could say, oh yeah, well, your favourites to beat this team or that team, but you never know. You simply don't know, and I think that the way it's been structured this year is good for the game. I think that it needed that. The 16 Premier as we had before, it didn't work. It became stale, and it just wasn't competitive. I think this is it's going to be competitive.
Going on to next season as well, I mean, I know you've got quite a good, in fact, a very good youth setup. So under 19s, under 18s, is that correct?
Yeah, we've got under 19, which is now junior. Then we've got a youth team. Yeah. And then we have flag team, who were also national champions last year. And then we have a cadet team, which is the little kids playing flag. So yeah.
You got many kids coming through this year?
Yeah, I mean, from the national champion junior team, we've got like 19 kids graduating.
Gee, so what?
There is, and there's some real talent. I mean, we've had these last two weeks, we've had rookie sessions, and we've had some from there, and yeah, there's some great talent there coming to it.
Going on to next season as well, I mean, you guys got the combines being held at the moment, or?
We've had a couple of lifting testing days, and the numbers that have been returned by some of the guys have been really good. Obviously taking on board the fact that going to the Euro Bowl and need to push on with that, so that's been good. At the minute, we're going through our rookie sessions. We have 3. We've done 2 so far. Basically, they're structured for people who never played before, unkitted, and we work through them. And then the end of the month, 29th, I believe, is when the veterans come back, and then we kick on.
Obviously, as I said to you earlier on, we've got Amanda from the Pirates on the show. Looking at the last season, I mean, no disrespect for anyone in the first division, but they did walk it. Let's be fair. I mean, the scores they put on teams, especially in the final, the guys are coming through high in confidence. How do you think they're going to cope with the transition to the Premier?
I don't think they have any problem coping with the transition. I think there's they've got some quality athletes there. I mean, at the moment, in the new GB setup, I'm involved in that, coaching the Great Britain Lions adult team defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
We had a trial yesterday, and there was a real good showing from the Pirates people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a lot of standouts there. So
I heard Jamie Charles on Facebook this morning. I think he was in a bit of pain.
Was he? Yeah,
I think so. Aye.
He worked hard yesterday, I'll tell you. But no,
how did that go? I mean, did you get a good turnout at that?
Yeah, there was 140 players there.
Really, that's fantastic. That's really good.
Yeah, and we're expecting more than that for the next one in Bristol on the 4th of February. But no, they're good quality players there, you know, without a doubt. And I think that they will have no problem playing in the Premier League. And I am expecting good things from them. You know, they're a quality outfit, and I think that they're back where they rightfully should be, and they do good things.
I mean, if anybody wants to get involved, whether it's playing side or whether it's coaching or whether it's like game day staff, and when obviously you're looking for volunteers all the time, how do people get involved? How can people contact you?
Well, if they go onto the website, on the right-hand side, there's a banner, recruitment, senior recruitment 2020. Click onto that. I'll give you all the details. Or there's contact details on the website again. My phone number's on there, and there's the email addresses, and they just click onto that, and off they go.
So, look, Mark, I appreciate you again taking your time to speak to us. I'd like to also wish you guys all the very best for the upcoming season. I certainly will be following you very closely in the Euro Bowl. And obviously representing the UK, I'm sure the whole of the UK teams will be wishing you all the best as well. And hopefully you'll keep us posted, but also all the very best in the Premier League also.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. I really appreciate it, Mark. Take care.
Cheers now. Bye-bye.